reading something. It's very random that you are going to pick up a book and read it.
Yeah, so anybody that is into this or watching this and know me, they actually don't believe that I'm reading a book. But I am actually reading a book, and Diane's reading it with me. So as I was brought up at a very young age, my father blessed me with teaching me the book Think and Grow Rich. Now, I obviously didn't know this, but my whole life he taught me a lot of different things. And as I'm reading this book, I realized that, wow, I could finish a lot of these sentences. I know a lot of these chapters. I know a lot of these words. I've heard this before. Where have I heard this? I've been hearing it my whole life. And it's amazing. My father, has been teaching me this book, and it's so amazing to read it from my perspective, because it talks a lot about how I've gotten to where I am today. And I would probably say that, the reason that I'm probably successful this day is, from the teachings that my father gave me, and he obviously read the book and he got what he got out of it, and he was able to teach it to me. And my dad is a great teacher. And so he taught me a lot of the principles and the success principles from an early age. And so as I'm reading this book, I'm able to talk to Diane about it, and it's amazing because, I say to her, when you start reading this book, you're going to know a lot of it.
Yeah, and I definitely did. It was nice just to pick it up. It's so out of my comfort zone of what my typical reading is, because it's usually it's fiction. It's a lot of it's just, fantasy and literature, and a lot of more of a fun genre. So anyways, so to read this book and just be able to discuss it is so much fun, because I just love the idea of doing that and just kind of having that buddy read, because it's the best for me. I love that. So It makes it just more, there's a lot more layers to it, and then we get to talk about it, which is really cool. And we just both have very different kind of stories and perspectives on it. So it's cool to just kind of, what's your favorite part? It's always a different part.
Yeah, and what they talk about in the book a lot is manifestation, and what you manifest is exactly what your life is and the outcome it will have, and a lot about vision and envisioning what you want, speaking what you want, writing what you want down, focusing on it, and making your whole life about that. So, and I feel like a lot of our success is from vision boards. It's from doing this from the start of our relationship, our marriage, and we've had massive success by doing this, and it's actually scary sometimes.
It's amazing. It's definitely I am the prize, and just envisioning it and just seeing yourself there, because we're so many instances and so many moments I feel like we've talked about, and then we're just there.
Yeah, and I feel like if you're just starting out, or you want to manifest, I mean, that's the first step to manifesting stuff in your life. But for me, I feel like, when I was younger, I didn't believe it. What your parents want to teach you, sometimes you don't want to believe it, and it doesn't really stick. And it's like you'll do it your way and everything. But then you grow up and you realize that you've been doing what they've been teaching you this whole time. And, for me, when I manifested something, or I envisioned it, I didn't believe it, but I still did it. And from an early age, I'm a very visual person. So for me, if I see it enough times, or I want to see it, I can picture it. And when I was younger, just the cars that I was able to buy in my life later are all the cars that I envisioned driving when I was, 13 and 14 years old. Now, somebody could say, well, yeah, that's why, you bought that later, because you envisioned. Yeah, that's exactly what manifestation is. It's not overnight, and a lot of the times when you manifest something, it doesn't come to you like you imagine.
Right. It's not a clean cut path. It's not just, that's there and you're going to get from A to B easily. It's a lot more treacherous than that a lot of the times.
Yeah, or it's just different. Like, you can't even imagine, you imagine how you can get it, obviously, right? But when you do, it's huge. You could chuckle because it just comes differently. You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. And there's so many different paths. I definitely want it, and then I decide that I need it, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to have it, and whatever that is. And sometimes to get to that point of actually having it, and then I do, is a lot harder than I anticipated at all to get to that point.
Right. So, so a couple weeks ago, I bought this manifestation journal, And, I didn't start writing in it. So I knew I got it. I put it by my bedside and I was like, you know what? If I put it over there, I'm not going to write in it. But I put it over there knowing I'm not going to write in it because I didn't know what I was going to write in it, and I didn't know what I wanted to write in it. And I knew that whatever I write in this book, I have to do. So I have to be very careful what I'm going to write in here. So last night I decided I picked it up and I wrote down that I was going to go to the gym again today. So I'm the kind of person that, when I was younger, I was addicted to the gym, like super in the gym day and night. I quit jobs because they wouldn't let me leave and go to the gym. Like I was addicted to it. So I would say like I'm a lot of years sober because I'm not constantly in the gym like that. So for me, when I tap into it and I get a little hit of the gym, I'm addicted to it again. So, I haven't been in the mood to go, but I knew last night, I'm like, you know what, I have to get back in the gym. So I picked up this manifestation journal and I wrote in it that I'm going to go to the gym today. And it's what happened after that is just to prove to everybody that it works.
You went to bed early too.
So I decided to write in my journal that I'm going to go to the gym today and that I have to go today at 8:00 in the morning. And I said, I'm going to do it. And I put the date on it. So when you do have a goal or you want to put something and you want to achieve that goal, you always want to write it down in detail and you want to write a date on it. You always want to write a date. You want to put a time onto it. So the more detailed you can get with a manifestation or one of your vision goals that you have, you want to put it in detail on a piece of paper, something that you can see all the time. And that's how you manifest something. So, a lot of the times I have people that tell me, oh yeah, I have a vision board. It's in my head. And it's not the same. Yes, you can have your goals in your head, but if you don't write it down and you don't write a detailed plan how to get there, a vision board or manifestation is not going to work. You have to write it down. There's something that happens in the universe, in your brain, in your heart, that once you write it down as detailed as possible, just everything in the universe starts going that way and you will hit that goal. It's a miracle when it happens for you. And then once you write down one and you see that it works one time, you're not going to stop doing this for the rest of your life. You're going to be addicted like I am. So last night I wrote in the journal that I'm going to be going to the gym today at 8:00. And I said, Diane, please wake me up tomorrow, which was this morning.
Yeah, so I was like, okay.
So she gets up 6:30, I think, and I hear her alarm getting up, and as she's getting up, I said to myself immediately, I'm not going to the gym. So immediately, as soon as I woke up, I said, I'm not going to the gym. And then I hear her getting ready to go to the gym, and then she's getting ready, making noise. You know what I mean? And I'm mad. I'm like, why is she making so much noise? I'm trying to sleep. And the night before, I told her, wake me up today. So she's slowly, and then as she leaves, she takes like maybe 15, 20 minutes to get ready.
Less, because I was running late.
Right. She's always running late, by the way. If you invite Diane somewhere,
Not on purpose.
she's going to be late.
Not on purpose.
So anyways, as she's leaving, she goes, okay, see you later, and just left. So she said bye to me, and I was like, yeah. She knows that I'm not going to go.
Which I never do. Like, I would leave you sleeping. I wouldn't want to wake you.
Right. So she leaves, and the moment that she left, in my mind, now I'm not sleeping anymore. I'm in bed, and I am thinking to myself, I cannot believe I wrote in that journal last night for the first time, and I have to scribble it out or rip the page out. And I bought Diane one of these books too, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna rip it out. I'm gonna try to get the rip as clean as possible. And then I'm going to switch books with Diane so she'll never know. She just won't have that page in her journal. And I'm fighting with myself over and over that I cannot believe that I wrote in this stupid journal yesterday and I have to go to the gym today. And I was like, I'm not going to go. The first goal I write down in this stupid journal and I'm not going to go. So then I lay down and I turn over and I'm like, I'm going to go to sleep now. I'm not going to think about it anymore. And then I said, is she really going to come home? And I'm still going to be in bed when I told her to wake me up and I wrote it in my journal last night. So then I'm like, I can't do that. I have to get up. I said, I wonder what will happen if I just get out of bed. So then I got out of bed and I'm like, I'm going to take a shower. So then I took a shower and then I got in my car and I'm driving to the gym. And I said, oh my God, the journal was the deciding factor in me going to the gym today. Because I wrote it down and I didn't want that to be untrue. And that's how powerful manifestation is in your whole entire life. This is just one moment. This is just me going to the gym one time. I went to the gym. I ran 1.5 miles. I worked out the chest. I did some abs. and I felt amazing, $1,000,000, and I'm addicted, and I can't wait to go tomorrow. And I'm gonna write it in my journal again tonight before I go to bed that I'm going tomorrow. And I'm gonna do it the next day, and then I'm gonna start putting other goals in there for our relationship, for our success, and manifestation is huge, and I just wanted to talk about it because that happened today.
And the whole time I'm at the gym working out, and I'm like, I really wonder if he's gonna go. Obviously, I'm in my workout. I'm dying through my workout, so I'm not thinking about it. And then I'm done, and we have cameras to see like the front door and all that stuff like that. And it also has a garage one, and I'm about to check the camera because I'm like, did he go? I don't, I just wonder, like maybe he'll go later in the afternoon, like immediately is what I think. He still has time. It's just early. And then as I'm about to check, I'm like, no, I'm gonna wait till I get there because I have no idea. And I don't know. I just always wanted to think you were going because you said you were. And then of course I get home, and as I pull in the garage, the car's not there because I left the house first, so I know he would have been there after me anyways. There's no way he would have gone and been there before. But it was just a very proud moment. I was like, oh my God, he went, and it's now. It wasn't later, and it was just, I was just so happy about it.
It's crazy how that works, though, right?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. But I also knew you were having this like crazy internal struggle just because you didn't pop right out of bed.
When I tell you I was fighting with myself, I was cursing at myself, I was talking so much shit to myself.
Oh, I imagine.
And I was just putting myself down. I can't believe you. I cannot believe that you would write in that book and not go. You're just worthless. I was talking, but for me, like, I never remember compliments, right? I never remember compliments. But if you tell me something that's negative, or you give me that hate, I will remember you forever.
I am the complete opposite.
I will keep a receipt in my pocket for you so I can use it at a later date, and I have, and I will. And that's me. I remember when I first bought Trackside, our first restaurant, and there was a comment. It was the third comment underneath the Pocono Record. Wrote a beautiful article about me, from Busser to Owner, American Dream Still Alive. That was the name of the article.
So good.
And the third comment was, what did he say? Another kid going to be bankrupt in a couple months. Wow. And it doesn't matter. There was like 99 comments on it about how proud, oh, cool, that's great. I don't remember any of those. I remember that one. And they said I would be bankrupt in a couple months. And that just motivates me every single day. I always remember the hate. It's the only thing that motivates me.
And like for me, like in a situation like that, I think delete that negative comment and I'm super focused on the love and like the people who are my people.
That's why we're great together, because you're the opposite of me.
I would immediately need to get rid of that, delete it, and just get it out of my sight and get it out of just my mind, because I don't ever want to think about that again. And that's not my people, and I will just be with my own.
We could trade. Please.
Deleted.
That's literally the only thing. When I don't have,
but you use it as fuel.
So. It's the same thing. Like, I'm a very competitive person. Like, when there was no other restaurants in the area, like it was boring. There was nothing for me to do. I was competing with myself constantly. But then, as soon as a restaurant goes in, or on the street, or a restaurant goes in, kind of in close distance to Trackside, I literally have fights with them in my head about what they're saying to me and how they're trying to beat me, and I'm constantly making things up in my head that they're talking about me, just to motivate me to do better and wake up earlier, and just hustle even harder.
They have no idea that they're a part of your success.
And then I meet them and I'm like shaking their hand all hard, and they have no idea. And I'm not like nice to them because I've been fighting with them. They don't even know it.
You're nice to them.
No, I'm nice to them. Yeah. But in my head, I'm not.
They have no idea.
They have no idea. They have no idea. I have to act a lot.
Oh, that comes with the territory.
So Diane and I own 2 restaurants right now. We own Trackside Grill and Bar in East Stroudsburg, and we have Garlic Restaurant and Bar on Main Street in Stroudsburg. And they are our babies.
Yeah, for sure.
They have blessed us with over 10 years of business. And being in business and being in the restaurant business specific, I could tell you that it's a hard, grueling business.
There's just so many layers to it. It's not ever what you think it is.
it constantly needs TLC, tender loving care. It constantly needs you to take care of it. It constantly needs you to give it attention, and you have to contain it, and you have to make sure you protect it. You have to make sure that everybody that's involved in the business, is taken care of, because it can get wild at times. The restaurant business and everybody that works in the restaurant business, if you ever worked in the restaurant business, you know that there's nobody like us. Like we're cut from a different cloth.
It's just a different industry.
It's a different industry. When everybody goes out to enjoy, they come to us. We give them that pleasure, and we have to make our own holidays. We have to do things differently in our lives to, because we're always there for everybody else.
That's what we do. We put on events. We put on celebrations. We celebrate everything with you. So for us, it's so part of what we do for a living that, of course, our entire life is rescheduled to, acclimate to that kind of lifestyle.
Yeah, and I love craziness. I love when we're busy. I love when the restaurants are in the busy season. I love peak season. I love it. It's the best time, and there's nothing like it. It's like putting on a show 7 days a week.
It is a performance. We are. There are no bad days where we are. Everything is great and everything is good, and we are here to give you an experience, the best time ever.
Yeah, and recently we purchased another property. We're going to be opening and getting into the coffee world, which we're pretty excited about. Breakfast, coffee, and a cafe. So that's coming in the next couple months, and I'm really excited about that one. That's a whole different aspect of what we do.
I can't wait. It's going to be one of my favorite things to do because I love to drink coffee, and then as soon as that time of day changes, I love to go to a cocktail, and then I also love to go to tea before bed. So it's like I could so function in all of those categories very seamlessly. So I'm excited to learn more about coffee because I've been so ingrained in food and beverage for so long. It's nice to have a different thing to think about, learn about, and just kind of be immersed in.
Yeah, and we didn't even know that coffee is so in depth, and I can't wait to learn every aspect of it. It's something else for us to learn and get into.
It's gonna be so fun.
It's so fun. Yeah, and who doesn't like coffee? I mean, I love coffee.
I feel like my coffee game is moderate, but I would like it to be high. So I'm excited to level up there.
And why not? We need to make our day even longer, right? So let's get up earlier. Let's
complete lifestyle change. But I'm excited for it. I was talking about it today. It's going to be so different to not wake up, go to the gym, come home, do coffee, and continue my day. But now I'm going to be waking up to go right to work because coffee is, we have to get there at 5 a.m. kind of thing. Be present to open and do a morning breakfast kind of thing. So it's so different. I'm up early now, but I'm going to be up even earlier. And not only that, I'm going to have a whole day before I do something go to the gym.
It brings me to a good point. We're willing to change our life because we're opening another business.
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. And, I can't wait for my life to change. I can't wait to work more hours. I can't wait to add more hours that I'm making money for you, for me, for us, for our people. I can't wait to, get into that life. And what is that like?
Yeah. I can't wait to scale it differently, life and how we're doing things, and just to see what that feels like and experience that because I've never had to do that before.
Right. A lot of people try to find the results. The results are what everybody does things for. And I feel like, in business, I'm in it 10 years.
I love the results. Yes.
Yes, you love the results.
I
And
do.
I'm in it 10 years and I'm just starting to see results. So it's you have to do things. I think people should focus, what we talked about last show is the consistency, right? Because strong consistency is strong results. You can't start at the results. You got to start at the consistency.
For sure. I'm very consistent.
Yes.
I'm very consistent. But I'm just excited, I feel like once you get through that consistency and you find your routine and find what makes you feel good to start your morning. And it's all about what's going to make me feel good and you feel good to start our day and our morning. And that's how we're going to get into breakfast business.
Yeah. So you are a woman in business, and it's probably different than me being a man in business.
Oh, of course, 100%.
So like, I know being in business is a super stressful thing, especially being in the people business, not with our own team, but also guests and all the people that we have to do, and we have to, we always have to perform. And so how did you, because I know how I, and what I have to do and who I have to become, how did you get there? Like, how are you, because when people describe Diane, she's always happy, always calm, cool, and collected, and no matter what the situation is. And I always, I've learned that from you. So like, how did you get there? Like, how did you even know you had to get there?
Because I was so not calm, cool, and collected to start, and called out on it every step of the way, so emotional and so reactive driven.
Do you think it's harder for you as a woman to, do you think you get judged more harshly?
Oh, you already know.
Why is that though?
I think there's just, there's a different kind of like standard. There's a different viewpoint. There's so many differences in how you view who someone is, what they are, and then you throw whether it's me or you, and then both are very different to both of us, both in negative and positive ways. I wouldn't say all, the judgment that I receive is always negative, because it's not, or harsher than you in certain moments for sure. But then there are also certain things that I think you get a harsher reaction and feedback from people than I would. But in different instances, there are harder situations for me to overcome.
Right.
Like some of the things people will say to you, I don't think they would ever say to me.
Like what? Give me an example.
I mean, like, it's just been over the years, like a specific example, like just.
People say some crazy things to me. And I don't know.
I don't even know what I would say in this situation.
And I don't know if it's they're judging me because I have tattoos and sleeves. I'm a business owner. I'm younger.
And you would think, like, do people really get judged on their tattoos anymore? And like the answer is yes.
Yeah, I get judged all the time, and I've come to laugh at it. You have to get used to it. You have to understand that people are going to do that. And what I have done is use it to my advantage. So I always know people are going to judge me. I always think that they're going to say the same thing. Oh, he has tattoos. Oh, he's very young. Oh, he owns businesses. And a lot of people, they say mean things to me, and it's just expected now. So it's like you kind of get used to it and kind of maneuver through it, where I used to be really upset about it, but I just don't care. It's expected, and I use it to my advantage.
It just makes me laugh. That's all. So definitely those would be the differences. Just certain situations. Like I might have more leeway on something, but at the same time, I also get crucified for much smaller, stupider things that people pay attention to what I do. But you get enough people calling you out on some things, you pay attention to yourself a little bit more, and whether they were really harsh to kind of hear in the beginning, you find yourself looking within and deciding whether I was, being emotional or reactive or acting in a way that, could be a little bit, broadcasted better, because I'm in the public eye and I'm dealing with customer service and employees, and there's a lot more that I could be doing to make myself better instead of just showing everything that I am, keep that in. And it's just been a work in progress ever since,
And I feel like if something keeps happening to you over and over, if someone keeps saying something to you, it's the way of the universe kind of trying to tell you that you need to either change it or at least look at it and, question it. Because, I look at a lot of things that happen to me over and over again, and I wish I would have listened to the universe the second time instead of the 50th.
For sure. And that's kind of what happens. And then all of a sudden your quality that was not your own is now your superpower. I'm very calm and very cool and collected, is now my superpower, because I find myself never losing my cool in any situation. Nobody could push my buttons to a point of loss of control, but you are separate from that situation. And still I'm talking to myself, you're experiencing anger right now. And that. There's just certain, you're going to be really crazy, today,
Right.
It happens.
Right.
I was I am manifesting lightning and thunder right now.
Damn. I got that text message in my phone, by the way. That was to me personally. That's what she said to me. And I said, don't write it down.
And I didn't, but I thought about it for a brief second.
You wrote it to me. That's written down.
Yeah, but I left the morning part in my manifestation journal blank for today, and then just went right into like the afternoon affirmations.
Gotcha. Well, we could fill that in tomorrow. So would you say that is it a constant battle with yourself to fix yourself? Like do you find yourself?
No, I just feel like it's just something that not everything needs to be shared, There are just certain things that people don't need to know. They don't want to know. Does somebody really want to know every single thing that I'm thinking or what is going through my mind? Like you certainly do not.
Right.
So it's kind of like just knowing that part. So it's not I'm not constantly thinking about it, but I'm also thinking like, who am I talking to in this situation? And how free do I want to be with what I'm saying? And are they even going to be able to receive it the way I want them to? And if not, I'm going to refrain from doing that.
Right. And I feel like, to me, running the restaurants is extremely hard. Being in business is extremely hard. But for me, fixing myself and working on myself, making myself a better person, a better man, and being able to be in control of my feelings and my emotions, it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my whole entire life because I'm self-improving myself and I work on it daily. I work on it every second of the day. I'm always talking really negative to myself because I want to get better and I have to motivate myself. So it's for me, it's the hardest thing that I've ever had to do. And it's working because I'm really working really hard at it because I want to change. I want to be that better. I want to be the best. I want to be successful. I want to be, the best in everything that I do. And this is something that I can control. I can control myself. I can control my thoughts. I can control what I read, what I talk about. And
this is my afternoon manifestation, what you're just seeing right now. I can't wait to show it to you when I get home.
No way.
I swear. Yeah.
Did that?
I can't wait for you to see it. You're going to be shocked.
Really?
Yeah, it's in pencil.
Why is it?
Because I love lead pencils.
Wow, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to read it so I understand.
All about just like controlling being in control of what you are in control of, like stop trying to control things that are out of your control. And the only thing you can control is yourself. So do that, and like let things fall off and let things roll off your back and just like let things go because you're only giving power to negative things and that's not what you want. You want to move on and move forward and just be who you want to be and have a good day. Like I want to have a good day. I don't have a bad day. I'm going to let it go.
Right. And sometimes it's not the right time to talk to that person that you're angry at. And sometimes, time has to go by because you don't want that conversation to be so bad. You don't want your emotions in it. You want, facts. You want, you want to be able to tell that person how you feel correctly and you want them to receive it correctly. So sometimes, you don't have to take your anger out and talk to that person right then and there. Sometimes them not answering the phone when you call when you're angry is because it's not supposed to happen. And it gives you, the universe is giving you that time to chill and relax and think about it a little bit more. Were you ever so angry and not talk to somebody and you ended up talking to them later and you're just so thankful? Well, for me, once I did that one time, I realized like, this is the way to do it. Like, I'm not upsetting this person by telling them how I feel. I'm just telling them how they feel and they're receiving it. Mm-hmm. And they don't want it to be like that.
And you're able to like say exactly how it is you feel without putting in extra. Because
right.
You're angry, And once that kind of falls away,
right,
it feels more real.
And self improvement is such a broad statement. There's so many different categories underneath that. And I just feel like putting these all together, everything that we've talked about in this show, manifestation, writing your goals down, being positive, it helps you be a better person. And in the end of the day, like when we leave this earth, like that's what we want to be, is better people.
Of course. You want to live your life the way you wanted to with no regrets. Like, isn't that how everybody wants to live?
I sure do.
Right. You want to look back and think like I did that.
Right. That's awesome. I can't wait to read your journal later.
Oh my God, you're gonna die. Just wait.
All right. Well,
Afternoon ones.
I think that was a great show too.
Definitely should. Too.
I love talking about manifestation with you. I love talking about personal growth and getting better. We can't wait to do this show every single week. We're at Gynesis Radio. Terry producing the show. We have Dee behind the cameras. She also made you your drink tonight.
Mm-hmm. She made me some like mezcal, silver, mango, fresh mango, strawberry, club soda, but Pellegrino, not club out of the fountain pen. That's right.
She killed it.
Yeah.
It looks delicious. So, we can't wait to do this show with you. We can't wait to help. We can't wait to cut this up and put it on TikTok and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. We love being in this place. I feel like, we've tried after we were here. We tried to do this and, replicate it again, but I didn't feel the power. And I feel the power when I sit here in this studio. There's just something about Gynesis Radio and Terry that, it just gets me,
Oh, I couldn't do it the last time we tried
we
it.
couldn't do it,
It was too bright.
So I'm so grateful to be back here. I'm so grateful to be able to give the Hustle Hour again and do the Hustle Hour again with you. And super blessed, and I just appreciate it. So with that, this is show 2. This is Hustle Hour. I'm Mike.
I'm Diane.
And we'll see you next week. Thank you.